Hey guys, Greg, your local metalhead here. I wanted to apologize for the first half of this podcast because the audio quality came from my camera because my computer decided to reboot in the middle of us doing an episode. Hopefully, it's not too big of a problem. Hope you still enjoy it, but just wanted to give you a heads up. With Cinema. Alright, welcome back to War with Cinema. I'm your host, Greg, your local metalhead, and with me is...
Par the Collector, aka the Unchosen One, and your new nickname is Pull Up on Your Ex and Alexis. Yes! Been waiting all week to tell you that, bro.
Oh my god.
All week.
I wish I had the opportunity to do that.
Your new car is so nice, it makes me feel like I'm doing better in life. Like, I'm showing people the picture of your Lexus like it's mine. Yeah, you like that? That's 2020. Yeah, you ain't probably seen one of these. There ain't a lot of them driving around. Yeah.
It's so funny how, people are treating the new car like it's an expensive car. It's really not that expensive.
It's the brand, bro.
It is the brand. It's brand. Crazy. You can go out and buy a brand new 2020 and you will spend more than I did on my Lexus.
Well, the thing about it is that's the thing about Lexus. You can have the reasonable, models like you got, and then they got ones that are fucking ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, they're outrageous.
I seen a 2-seater on there the other day. That bitch started off with just average payments of $500 to $550, and I was like, who the fuck is paying that, bro?
Right,
for a 2-seater, bro.
People with real money. I know Kendra said she saw.
Kids.
Yeah, that too. Well, I mean, that's my thing, is I don't have kids, so it's like, spend my extra money on what? We got all the equipment we need.
Yeah, but you're not like a small guy either.
Exactly.
You need a little bit of room,
It's so nice having all that extra room.
Some days I can't even fit in that fucking Malibu, bro. It's bad.
So I sold my old car, which was a Scion TZ, and I had to drive it to the girl that bought it, and I was like, ugh, it's so small.
This peasant car. I'm a Lexus man. I don't drive this shit anymore.
Right.
Surprised you didn't make your wife drive it over. No, I just can't do it. No. You go ahead. I'll follow you in the Lexus.
But no, honestly, I was looking up most reliable cars, and Lexus kept coming up. And
anything Japanese, honestly, man.
Right. And the wife has a Camry. I don't want to have two Camrys, so.
Right. Yeah, I get that.
So whatever.
At least she didn't get a fucking Prius, bro.
But yeah, that.
Because I would have had to make fun of you.
Wasn't even on the table.
Oh,
they
good.
have really cheap hybrid Lexuses that are uncomfortable as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got in one and I was like, I got out immediately. It's not comfortable to me.
Yeah, your car fits you well, bro. It's like it was picked for you.
Physically.
Right. No, that's a good car, man.
I love that car and I didn't spend a lot of money. I'm not trying to boast, but...
You were being all modest on your Instagram post. I'm like, fuck that. Fuck the haters, bro. You're hating on... You know you want this Lexus. That's the difference between you and me. You stay humble. I want people to hate me.
No, it's like, I'm trying to stay humble, but it's so hard.
I'd have a sticker on the back of that bitch that, yeah, it's a Lexus. That's how I'd have done it.
Anyway.
But yeah,
enough about boasting about my new car. What are we doing today?
Murder Party, bro.
So, this one came out in 2007.
I was wondering what year this was.
Jeremy Saulnier is the director, but it's also those group of guys are a group of friends that grew up together making homemade movies.
A couple of them I feel like I recognized.
Maybe.
But not big things, of course.
Right.
But, yeah.
Budget.
Okay, see, I've been thinking about this since I watched this fucking movie, and because the last horror movie we watched, I think it was Hatchet.
Right.
I went low as fuck, and it wasn't a huge number, but it was still more
than you expected.
Right, and I played around with it in my head, and I figured feeding everybody changed whatever, because 90% of the movie's in one room, so I'm gonna go $1 million.
Really?
$1 million.
All right. The max budget was $230,000.
Okay, see, I was thinking low budget, but then I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know how much it takes to make a movie anymore.
So, story behind this, group of guys, they grew up together, they had a video camera at home, and they all just liked making movies. They would make bullshit movies that kids would make at home. And finally, they were trying to get the money to actually make their first real movie. But nobody would back them or anything like that. So finally, they just started doing it one day. They just got a bunch of people together and let's make a movie.
Right.
The opening scene was shot a year before they even wrote a script.
Really?
That whole title sequence.
With just the Halloween stuff.
Right.
All the cupcakes.
Yeah, they said once they started filming, like, we started, now we got to do it. So
Right.
it's a
The whole the very beginning where it's doing all the credits and stuff, and it shows the kid smash the pumpkin.
mm-hmm.
Like, I just thought back to like my childhood. I was like, man, we were dicks. Like, we
Yeah.
used to do that shit all the time to people.
I know. I think about me being a kid and like
Just like kicking their shit, like whatever.
And if someone did that to you now, you'd be like, "Fucking kids,
These little
goddamn!"
bastards. Yeah, exactly. Now we are the old guys.
Right.
Dude, the thing that was creepy as shit, bro. He left an open bowl of candy corn, and I don't know, man. Like, even as a kid, they were like, if it's not wrapped, don't take it.
Right.
You know, because they'll dip it in acid or whatever the fuck.
Speaking of weird Halloween candy stories, so when I was a kid, they would give out these like glow sticks.
Mhm.
They're about this big, and they had a place where you could like tie it, so you could tie it around your neck and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
So my dad is so fucking like old school. He didn't know what it was. He's like, "What the fuck are they giving our kids now?" He like cracked it open and like poured it down the sink because he thought it was some kind of like
My kids
acid.
are doing this poison.
Right.
Not
I
today, motherfuckers.
As a kid, I didn't know what it was, but when I grew up, I seen them and I'm like, "Oh, it was a glow stick."
Nice.
Fucking dad.
Think they would have hooked you up on the drug of the future.
Right.
Your dad ruined it for you.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, "God, you're just."
I could have found Molly years before everybody else.
Right.
You ruined it, old man.
You ruined my
Um,
drug addicted future.
so the movie starts off. It's the main character. His name's Chris.
He's actually the producer of the movie too.
I was wondering if he was like a director or whatever. First of all, by the way, I don't know how much this dude got paid for this movie, but I ain't gonna lie, 45 to 50 minutes of it is just him sitting in a chair,
Right.
looking back and forth. I'm like, bro, this is the easiest job ever. I could have played this fucker. But anyways, Chris works for the NYPD as a meter maid, and he gets cussed out a lot, and people treat him like shit because he's the guy that gives you the fucking $100 ticket for parking in the wrong place, or
Right.
not paying your meter or whatever.
He's a very doormat of a person, so much
Yeah.
so that his cat doesn't even respect
Yeah,
him.
his cat, like, that shit was hilarious, bro. And I loved how at the end of the movie they brought that back, because that just made it fucking perfect.
Right.
Like, I was like, when I'm watching it, the first part with the cat, I'm like, I hope they bring this back. Like, however this ends up, I hope they come back to this cat.
But before we get too much into it, the reason I came across this movie is because I watched this movie, Green Room, but before that, I heard about Blue Ruin. Never got around to watching it, I don't know why, but I saw Green Room. It's the same director and everything. And that movie is fucking brutal.
Yeah.
It is like straight up despair. And that's what we're going to do after this because I need to set this one up for that one.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, this movie had some really funny shit in it.
Right.
And then it would just go straight horror.
Yeah.
Like, out of nowhere, dude.
Yep.
It was kind of hard to get, like, a feeling, because, like, I'm laughing, and the next thing you know, it's like, holy shit, that's not funny. That's hardcore as shit.
Yeah, because when we watched Hatchet, it made me think of this movie because it was supposed to be like comedy horror. And
See, Hatchet, I don't think was supposed to be funny, but it ended up just fucking, like, some of that shit was just hilarious. But,
so he finds a
yeah,
invitation.
he's walking home with his groceries or something or another, and he steps on a letter, and he takes a pill. It never tells you, like, what he takes the pills for, does it?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either, but it's just like something he takes, and it shows him pop the pill, and then he looks down, and he realizes he's standing on an invitation. It's made, like, homemade. Says murder party, address, the guy's name. So he just thinks it's like, just a bunch of them got handed out or something.
Right.
And he's a lonely guy, so he's like, hey, I'll take a shot in the dark.
Right, I ain't
Maybe
got
I
shit
get
to
some
do
friends,
Exactly.
So he goes home, makes a raisin butt cake or whatever. And he's going to watch an old horror movie on VHS. That was another thing I couldn't get. Like, what fucking decade is this movie in? Because this man's watching VCRs and shit, but he's got a fucking smartphone. Like, the kid on the floor is playing a PSP, so I'm like, all right.
It's all over the place,
I'm
right?
like, dude, what the fuck? There's no cars in it, so you don't really know.
Some people like that VHS, though. Like, that's all they watch, are like those old school VHS.
We lived on VHSs.
Right.
That was our shit, but I don't know, it was just funny because, like, so many years of DVD and streaming now, and then, like, this old boy's just, like,
I know, they
pushing the
literally
tape in.
don't make them anymore.
They don't even fix them.
Oh, they don't fix them?
No, the last, I think it was Sony or RCA, one of them, they stopped making parts for
Right,
VCRs. It was like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, something like that.
Maybe longer, I don't know.
Yeah, but there's got to be some like shops out there that.
Oh, I'm sure there's people that got pieces of old VCRs that, you know, of a certain day, they probably fix it for you or whatever. But yeah, man, tapes are... That's the shitty part about it, because the VHSs don't last.
Yeah.
It's not like a DVD. That bitch gets dusty or whatever. Like,
Right.
it'll still play forever. You know, them VHSs, man, them bitches got a shelf date.
Yeah, they get worn out.
When we were kids, we'd watch certain movies so many times, that motherfucker would burn up. And we'd have to go get another copy of it, because that's how many times we watched it.
Yeah, just like vinyl. That's why I don't listen to them. They're just fucking just safe.
It's so crisp, though, man.
It is. It's a different
My
level.
sister has a vinyl collection, and it's just, I don't know, it's like the music sounds better.
It does. It's so much, like you said, crisp.
And like, if
There's
you,
nuances.
anytime I ever run into somebody that collects vinyl or has a vinyl, like, they take their music seriously.
Yeah.
Like, they're not fucking around.
They're not fucking around.
No, because if they're going through that much, you know, to make sure that they hear it like that, that they're purists
Yeah.
of that music, whatever
Mhm.
it is, you know. But and it's cool because they still make some new vinyl, not like, or do they stop doing that too?
No, they do. There's a
I
vinyl.
was gonna say, I bought my sister a All American Rejects vinyl, and then it came out like 13.
In the metal world, I know that specifically that they're huge in vinyl. They always have a vinyl copy of their releases.
Yeah, I would think it'd be more like rap and like techno and shit, because, you know, clubs spinning and all that.
Mhm.
Fuck it. I'm glad that they still make them for, you know, for people that like them.
Yeah, they got so popular that they started re-releasing them again.
If you think about it, that's when music was great, because like you had to like every song, because there wasn't like skip.
Exactly. It's not very easy to skip.
Yeah, if the record only had one song on it, you were pissed, because like now I gotta take this bitch back off, put
Right.
another one on. So like it's just a time that, like, I don't know, it makes me happy when I see it.
Mhm.
And you can, most of them, unless they're like special editions and shit, like you can get vinyls for nothing.
They're about $25-$30 depending.
Really, I've never paid over $1 for them. But then again, you know what I do, so.
Right. I buy everything new, especially vinyls.
Yeah, like I said, my sister, she's into that shit. So every time I see one of somebody she likes, I'll pick it up for her. But,
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really know what this takes place in. I think it's supposed to be just like modern 2007.
I think it was supposed to be the year like it was made. It's just like he doesn't have a lot of money, because you see his apartment's kind of shitty.
Right. He's a very like plain Jane kind of dude.
Just kind of going through life type of guy.
Mhm.
But anyway, so he decides to step out on there, which just makes it even funnier, man. It's like he's like I'm gonna take a chance and try to make some friends, and he tells his cat goodbye, which lets you know, like,
You skipped over the like best part of this whole movie.
how
His fucking costume that he makes.
oh yeah. Tries to be a knight.
I
Yeah,
love this fucking costume. He put so much work into this thing.
he's put duct tape around it and shit to make it look silver. I got something to talk about the fucking costume later on in the movie, but I'm not gonna talk about it right now.
Alright, so he makes his costume to go to this party, says bye to his cat, makes his way to...
Oh no, you're skipping over the part with the cat. So he puts the bundt cake in the oven, and then he makes the costume, and then puts the costume on.
Right.
Gets the bundt cake in the pot crate, or he's trying to sit down and watch this movie while the cake's being made, and he's like, I forget what the cat's name was, but he's like, "Can you move, please? Come on, this is my chair."
His cat doesn't
And the cat's
respect
looking at him
all.
like, fuck you.
Right.
You know,
Doesn't respect him
I don't
at
care
all.
that you pay the bills here, bro. Move me. And he's just like, all right, then. It just walks over and sits down somewhere else.
It's such a nuanced thing, but it's so funny.
Yeah.
It just speaks like volumes of his character.
Right. So, and then like you said, he's leaving to go to the party, and he tells the cat goodbye, and that just lets you know, like, okay, this poor guy's a loser for real.
Yep.
And so it shows him,
People say bye to their animals. It doesn't make them a loser.
not when they live alone, it's just them and the animal. Like, the animal's not waiting on you to come back, dog. Like, that's just something like women who live alone tell themselves, no, those are my babies. Those cats don't give a shit about you. The day you stop putting food in that fucking bowl, they ain't gonna like you no more.
No, did you know cats, when if you die in your home,
They'll eat you.
They'll eat you,
They'll
literally.
fucking eat you. That's like one of the best lines in Black Mass, when he's talking to his mother, like, how's Mrs. Johnson? Oh, she died last week. The cats had ate the best of her when they found her. And I was just like, oh my god.
Yep.
I had to Google that shit.
That's true. Cats will eat you if you die in your house.
They would.
Anyway.
Yeah,
So he's going
that's
on to
creepy
the...
enough as it. But anyway, so he finds the party or whatever.
Right.
And
And where is it?
it's like an old, like, fireworks factory or some shit.
Why do you say fireworks?
I don't know. It's just a bunch of boxes with Chinese writing on
So they
them.
have to. I love your correlation. They gotta be fireworks.
That's just a bunch of random shit. Like
Boxes of noodles.
Is that what it was?
No, I'm just trying to think of like the most racist shit.
It's a bunch of old Bruce Lee betas and shit. Like,
I think it's just one of those like knockoff.
yeah, it's just like a shitty warehouse that's about to get torn down or
Right,
whatever.
it's a bunch of boxes of knockoff bullshit.
So he walks through makes a couple turns, and he's in the shitty warehouse. And there's like what, 5 people in there?
Yeah, 5.
And one of them's dressed up like one of the gang members from the Warriors.
I'm so glad you said that. I was gonna wonder.
Yeah, a lot of people they haven't seen the Warriors, but I
Yeah.
have,
Yeah.
and those are my favorite gang in the Warriors,
Yep.
other than the Warriors, obviously. But yeah, I love that when they just start banging the bat
Mm-hmm.
on the concrete when they're coming. That shit was so hard. Yeah. You know what? I'm thinking back on it. Like, it's been a while since I've watched the movie, but I don't think they did much with that gang. I think I just remember them running from them a lot. Like,
Right.
I don't ever remember them actually like fighting them or anything.
I watched it as a kid, so I hardly remember that movie, but I remembered that costume.
Well, anyways, one kid's dressed like that, and he was hilarious and scary as shit at the same time.
I love that guy. Yeah.
Bill, I think was his name, but he's sitting on the ground, not really paying attention to shit. He's just playing his PSP.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's one guy. He's dressed up like a wolf
Yeah.
or whatever. He's got a beard.
He's very grungy.
Very
They said on set he like really took that to the next level.
Dude, he looked like he didn't bathe for a week.
No, he
when they were
didn't.
filming that, yeah.
He really like lived up to that character.
You could almost smell him just
Right.
watching the movie.
That's what the director said. He's like, take a bath.
And he keeps like chugging, like I guess it's like fucking moonshine or what. And then
Yeah.
like by the end of the movie, he's just like fucking dumping it on him and shit.
They
Like,
said it was milk and water, and the milk started to like sour on his clothes, and he would not change or take a shower.
that's fucking gross.
Right.
That's a not so fun fact. But yeah, there's him, and then there's a
There's a. By the way, the only reason I know all this is because there's a little documentary on Netflix or YouTube about this, and it's only like 30 minutes. So if you're interested in this movie, go check it out.
yeah, I might check that out because yeah, this movie was it was alright. You know, I don't love it, but I didn't hate it.
Right.
So, but anyway, so there's those 2 guys, and then there is a third guy who's dressed up like an 18th century vampire,
Mm-hmm.
and which he looked legit as shit. And I swear that's one of the guys that I think I've seen him in something
I
else.
think I've seen him in a few things too.
Also, the kid that's dressed up like the Warriors, I feel like I've seen him in something before too.
He does have a very familiar presence.
The blonde girl, which I couldn't remember, I don't know what she was from. Like, I don't know if she was just like a zombie chick or what, but the hot blonde one.
I was thinking like some sort of like sci-fi.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out what her shit was from, but
Yeah, I'm sure it's something we'll.
and then there's another skinny little girl, and I forgot what she dressed up as, but
Mm-hmm. The only reason is because she like dies so quickly. She's
Yeah.
like one of the first people to.
she
die.
might be like a barmaid or something. I don't remember. She's wearing
Right.
a dress or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
But, so that's the two, and
Well, the one guy doesn't show up till later.
right,
so
so a little bit later.
Mhm.
So he shows up and he's like,
Well,
Okay.
before all that, they're like, I didn't think anybody would actually show up, so they grab him and tie him up.
Right. And he was like, it said murder party on it. He's a fucking idiot. He signed up for this.
Right.
Like,
And he's white. He's a white male. I don't want to get political.
but so they tie him up to the chair or whatever. They use like these like tiny ass ropes that like anybody could chew through or get out of.
They said the director said he wasn't sure if the guy could actually act, so that's why they had him gagged almost the whole movie.
It paid off because I mean, literally, that was the easiest check that guy will ever get. You know?
Exactly.
Kevin Smith was probably like, "Fuck, man,
So smart.
somebody's taking my shit."
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right. Kevin Smith.
Yeah, he's
Silent
been doing
Bob.
it a little bit longer than this movie was
Mhm.
out, but so they got tied up, and they're all talking about how they're gonna kill him. You know, like, we should cut him in half with a chainsaw, or we should fucking throw him off a bridge, or some shit like that. And no, we have to wait till Alexander gets here. Is that his name, Alexander?
I don't, yeah,
that
probably.
was
That
it.
sounds right. I actually didn't rewatch this one because I didn't get a chance to because I've been so busy. But I seen it recently with my brother like a couple months ago.
I think it was Alexander.
Malcolm? Make him?
Nah, that couldn't have been him. Was it?
Mm-hmm. Let's just go with it.
Anyways.
Let's go with Alexander.
So they keep saying they're waiting on
Yeah.
this guy.
Alexander.
Okay, they keep waiting on Alexander, and they're like, oh, he's like the leader or whatever. So he shows up with a fucking Ukrainian drug dealer / bodyguard, whatever he's supposed to be. That guy I'd definitely seen in something before. He doesn't say shit, and he's just like, this is my new best friend, so-and-so, Yugoslav, or whatever the fuck his name is. And the 18th century vampire, first thing this dude does, walks into the room, slams his dick down on the table. Take your vampire fangs out. Why? Because I told you. What are you anyways? I'm an 18th century vampire. Cool. Me too. Teeth off. He takes his fangs out. He's like, now take off your vampire shirt. And your vampire pants. And the dude's just literally in like a fucking t-shirt and just draws by the end of it. So it cuts away and goes back to it. And then the same guy's like, I'm just fucking with you, man. I just had to assert my dominance. That guy's my drug dealer. I barely know him. Like, that guy was the best part of the whole fucking movie.
Alexander or the drug dealer?
No, Alexander. Well, the drug dealer was good too, but Alexander was by far the funniest shit in that movie.
You know what's funny is that guy's really like that in that like documentary. He's just like a not give a shit person. And he's fucking hilarious. I want to watch him.
I thought he was like the director or something like when I watched it because I was like, this guy just acts like he knows what's going on.
Right.
But anyways, he goes in there and he's like, I guess he's supposed to be a teacher or a professor or something.
Who?
The Alexander, because he supposedly has this grant money.
Well, he's an art.
Oh, he's just an
artist
art student, just
apparently,
like
yeah.
Okay. Well, everybody wants to. Everybody's trying to oppress him so they can get this grant because they're all students. They're all art students.
Yeah.
And the 18th century vampire kid, he sets up a camera, like an old school camera. And the one girl, she's like recording him on his phone and like making like these fucking visuals. And so she's got one where she's just laying in a tub getting hit with hot dogs. That was hilarious. She's like, yeah, I just got picked up by a gallery last month. I'm pretty excited about it. Like just her being dumb as fuck. Like,
well, it's all these pretentious art people that think they're way more deep than they really are.
Right. And the kid that's dressed up like the Warriors Bill, he still hasn't moved or gotten off the floor or even looked at anybody really.
Right. Barely acknowledges anybody.
Exactly. And the other guy, the one with the beard that smells and shit like that, the wolf guy, he's stoked as fuck. Like, he can't wait to fucking kill this guy. And then the girl, the one girl we barely talk about, the one dressed like a barmaid or whatever.
Right.
She is eating the bread that he bought. And she's like, I mean, guys, come on, we're not really going to kill this guy, right? Like, he made bread. It's so good. Are there raisins in this? And he's like, mm-hmm. She's like, are they da-da-da-da? And he's like,
Are they organic?
He's like, She's like, are you allergic to raisins? And she's like, I'm just a little dizzy. I just need to sit out. And she fucking eats it. Shoot. And it's like a weights or something on the ground. Like,
I don't even know.
Like a big pile of metal or some shit.
Right, yeah.
And she fucking whaps her temple on this shit. And she's just like, I don't feel so good, guys. And fucking blood's just pouring out of her fucking dome.
They said that's where the most of the budget went, is the special effects.
I was about to say that, and at the end, you know what I'm talking about. Like, that's definitely, I knew that's where all the money went to.
Yep.
Well, she bleeds out, and they're like, fuck, we were supposed to kill this guy, not her. You know, and shit like that. And she killed herself. It was an accident, man. It's not our fault.
That's why I fucking love this movie so
They're like,
much.
clean up the body before Alexander gets here. He's going to be so disapproved.
Yeah. This all happens before Alexander gets there.
So they fucking roll her up in the Visqueen that they have for Chris, you know, the guy that got tied up.
Right.
And they dump her in a fucking, it was just like a box or whatever.
No, it's a cooler.
Is it an ice box?
Yeah, I think it's an ice box.
It didn't look like it was cold or anything. But
I'm sure it's not plugged in, but...
Right. Well, they dumped her in the ice box, and then the Alexander guy gets there, and the dude with the beard is so pissed off because I guess he liked that girl, or he's really infatuated with the fucking blonde.
Yeah, he has a serious obsession with her.
But I guess that was his friend too, and he's like, I'm gonna fucking pour acid on this fucking guy. He's just throwing this fucking acid. And he's like, what the fuck is seltzer acid in it? Because the guy's like, nothing. Like, I'm not hurt. Like, you know. Then they're like, I'm gonna Google it. It's fucking vinegar. You poured vinegar on him. Like, he's like, we gotta kill this guy. He's like, I just fucking did. I didn't do anything. Stupid acid didn't work. You know, and shit like that. So, that point, Alexander gets there, and he goes in, does the whole thing with the vampire guy, and he takes the blonde girl back there, and fucking rails her down.
Right.
He's walking back out. The dude with the beard standing out there, and he's like, "Allie's pussy just screamed at me." He does like a pterodactyl scream. It was fucking hilarious. By the way, the blonde chick that just got railed down, she's been doing coke this entire time.
Yeah.
And old boy Alexander is highly coked up when he gets there and continues to do coke while he's there.
Yep.
So then he's like, "All right, guys, we're gonna try to find some inspiration. You know, we're gonna do this right. We're gonna kill this guy the right way."
Yeah, they're trying to be like all artistic about it. Like,
He's like, "And I got the grant money for whoever comes up with the best idea on how to whack this guy, you know?" He's like, "And to get the ideas rolling, we're going to play Russian Truth or Dare or some shit like that." And they're like, "What is that?" He goes, "We're all going to take truth serum."
mm-hmm.
So he's like, "You only have one needle?" He's like, "I'm sharing fucking needles." And they just stick him with it. He's like, "Well, now you did." Bad message to send, by the way.
Yeah, terrible message.
5 people just sharing a needle.
Right.
One needle.
I don't remember what it actually was that he was using. Do you?
Yeah, it's like a barbiturate, but people actually do use it. If you use a strong enough dosage, it is like true serum.
Really?
I forget what it's fucking called, but they did the same shit in Meet the Fockers
Mm-hmm.
when De Niro shoots up Ben Stiller with it,
Right.
and he goes out there and gives this fucking speech, all fucked up, like.
Oh,
Yeah.
so this is like legit stuff.
Yeah, it's like a real thing. Like the
Oh,
CIA still to this day they probably got stronger shit now, but
right.
they did
real
use this at one point to get shit out of people.
Oh, interesting.
That's
kind of one thing I was wondering, but never like looked it up.
So yeah, they all do it, and they all start. Dude, they even fucking shoot Chris in the neck with the guy tied up, and bring him in, and he's like, "This guy's my new fucking best friend." Alexander, the guy that's all coked up, says that. He's like,
Right.
"This is my new fucking best friend." So then I'm like, "Oh well, they're all getting all fucked up. Maybe they're not gonna kill him. Maybe they're gonna have a change of heart."
Hang on a second.
And they're like, "Nope."
Hey guys, sorry for the shitty audio in the very first part. I'm using the audio from the camera because my computer decided to do a reboot in the middle of us talking. So, hopefully, the audio will be good from this point going on.
We're people too, folks.
Yeah, mistakes
Be patient
happen.
with us. Exactly.
But I still have the audio from the camera, so we'll just go from here with the audio from the podcast. So truth serum.
They did the truth serum, and he said, "This is how kids in some fucking bumfuck country, that's how they play truth or dare."
Right.
And everybody gets talking, and then this was a pretty sad part. The guy's like, "I work for the NYPD." They're like, "Holy shit, you're a fucking cop!" And he's like, "No, I'm a meter maid." He's like, "My life's pretty shitty. If you killed me, I don't think anybody would miss me." And I was just like, "Fuck, that's brutal, dude."
Yeah, that's pretty sad.
And they don't feel bad for him at all. They're just like, "Oh, cool, sweet, we can kill this fucking guy. Nobody will care." Like, awesome. And after that, they start kind of like all of them start kind of getting on their own nerves, like pissing each other off because the Alexander dude, he fucked the girl that the bearded guy loves.
Right.
Alexander doesn't know about the girl that died before he got there, and I guess he was friends with her too, or something or another. And the vampire kid, like, he's been getting bullied by this Alexander dude the whole time.
Right.
And then when they're doing the whole truth serum, he's like, "Yeah, I think I'm bisexual. I think everybody is." And a little bit later on, he's just sitting there smiling, and Alexander's like, "Hey, you." And then it cuts to him. He's fucking the shit out of that kid in the same room he fucked the blonde dude. It's hilarious. So they're sitting there, and he's like, he's like, oh, that's what he says. He's like, "We're going to kill this guy at the witching hour." He goes, "So I want everybody brainstorming, getting their ideas ready, and this and that." And he tells the drug dealer, he's like, "Hey, let's do some fucking crank." "I didn't bring crank. I only bring cocaine." He's like, "You didn't bring enough cocaine. You want me to get crank?" "Yeah, get the big bag. Get the big bag of crank." So the drug dealer goes off to get the crank, and the arts kid that he fucked, he decides, "Hey, fuck this shit, man. Something ain't right about this." So he uses the whole vial of truth serum, sticks it in Alexander's neck, and then they start hitting him. "Have you ever seen any of this grant money?" And they're all talking amongst each other. Like, "Has anybody ever seen this fucking grant money? I've never seen this grant money." So they ask him, they're like, "What's the grant money?" He's like, "It's all a lie." He's like, "I've been fucking with y'all the entire time I'm
right."
He's like, they're like, "Why? Why would you do this?" He's like, "Because it's fun." Or like whatever, just pretty much doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, well, he wants to seem more important than he is.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
He's like, "Do you even like our art?" He's like, "I love your art." He's like, "I might be the only one that loves your art, but I love your art." And so, of course, at this time, the drug dealer comes back, and he just so calmly just looks over. Hey, kill them all. Kill all of them. Shoot them. Shoot them. Like, he says it so calmly. Oh, by the way, I've skipped over this part. Sorry, folks. But he's got a dog with him.
Oh, right.
And he's like, she's actually part dingo. Like, a dingo is a fucking dog in Australia, too. Like, it's hilarious. Like, and for some reason, they go and tie the dog outside, which I thought was weird. It's like
That
a
is pretty-
shit warehouse. Like, why do you
Yeah,
care
yeah.
if this dog's in here?
Right.
But anyway, so they got this dog just tied up on a fucking fire hydrant, like attached to the building or whatever. And periodically people are going out and checking on it and shit. And the guy that with the beard that's all fucked up, he's like, I'm going outside to smoke. This shit sucks.
Oh my god, this fucking part.
Makes no sense why this happens. Well, I mean, I guess it does, but he's out there fucking with a lighter, looking at the dog, scares the dog with a mask, and lights this big ass fucking. It's not a Bic, it's like an old school,
Zippo.
Zippo. Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of the name of him. He's got a Zippo, and next thing you know, you just hear.
lights
He
himself up.
He melts the latex.
Because
mask.
what he did is he was drinking the alcohol and he pours it all over
Oh,
himself,
yeah.
so he's covered in fucking
So
alcohol.
the fumes got him.
Right.
I didn't even think about that. I just
Yeah.
thought it was the plastic from the mask that caught on fire. Well, because them bitches are super flammable too. Like,
yeah. But it did melt to his face.
Oh my god, bro, that just felt like it just seems so brutal, bro.
They said this is one of their dream projects. Is like they've envisioned doing something like this for the longest time.
So the dude looks like fucking Leatherface for the rest of the movie.
Yeah, it looks painful as fuck.
He comes back inside, he's all fucked up or whatever, and oh wait, but before he goes outside, right before he goes outside, he chugs the alcohol and throws it on him, and then he goes up to Chris, who's strapped to the chair, and he's like, "Hey, I just want to let you know, I'm gonna save you. You're my friend. I'm not gonna let him hurt you. I'm gonna save you." And then he just fucking passes out right in front of him. And the artsy kid, this is after the true serum and all that shit. He kicks him. He's like, "Get out of the fucking way," or whatever. And then that's when old boy goes, "I want to go smoke," and all that. Scares him, melts him. He's outside for a while. You think he's like fucking dead or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Russian comes back and he starts shooting. I don't think he shoots one person, doesn't he?
I don't remember.
I feel like he shoots somebody.
I'm sure.
Oh, that's right. He shoots the vampire kid.
Oh yeah.
Shoots him in the back of the head. And then that was kind of funny too. The vampire's like, "Really?" He's got fucking blood pouring out of his forehead. So he just took a bullet to the dome.
Yeah.
He shoots him a couple more times. And then he shoots the girl, I think. No. He doesn't shoot the girl. He tries to shoot the girl. Something like that. He shoots one more time. Well, then old boy with the melted mask comes back in, and he's got a chainsaw that has to be plugged in. It's an electrical chainsaw. That shit was hilarious too. I'm getting to that part, but
I love that.
so he fucking pulls that chainsaw and he goes to fucking work on the drug dealer's leg, man, and this dude bleeds out and dies. And I forget what happens to him. I don't know if he I don't know, man. I don't remember what happened to him after he chainsawed the dude.
Well, he's the one that's chasing after him now. He's like trying to kill everybody because
The guy with the beard?
yeah, he has the melted thing. He's the one chasing him with the chainsaw.
Yeah. But I thought that was to kill Bill. Because Bill, like I said, hasn't done shit this entire movie.
That's later though.
It's right after that, I'm telling you.
I know, but he's chasing him with the chainsaw right now because he's like going through the warehouse.
Well, maybe I skipped over this part. Either way, at some point between him getting the face melted on him and then him chainsawing the drug dealer, Bill goes ape shit because he's like tired of nobody getting fucking murdered or whatever. And he takes this fucking axe to that blonde chick's dome.
Yeah.
And that's what drives old boy crazy because he fucking loved that girl.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, then Bill chops, what's his name? Alexander, doesn't he? He kills him too? I think so. He kills two of them. And then he's going to axe the fucking dude who breaks free. But that was the thing that pissed me off out of anything, man. He got out of that fucking chair twice, and he got like he didn't remember how he got into the fucking place. He literally did laps around these fucking boxes like he was going to get away from all five of these motherfuckers. And like, literally, that's like he forgot completely where he doesn't even go to that exit, goes back out the back, ends up finding an alleyway that takes him to a apartment building behind it.
Can we talk about one of my favorite parts of this fucking movie? Is he finds a little room. He gets stuck in this like little supply room.
Oh yeah,
and they're
yeah.
all standing outside of it.
Oh, and he's like grabbing all the shit, so you think he's like gonna. I forgot about that. Yeah, that's the first time he breaks out of the chair. It's before anybody but the one girl died.
Right.
He grabs all this shit. I'm like, oh, this dude's about to MacGyver a fucking weapon or something. He walks out with all the shit in his hands and just throws it. Doesn't hit anything. Doesn't stop anybody. I forgot about that. Shit was hilarious. I died laughing at that. I
Throws
forgot
it to
about
the
that.
left and tries to juke to the right as if this
And
was gonna
literally
distract.
nobody moves because he's going that slow with it. But anyways, I forgot about that part.
That shit made me laugh so hard.
So he's running from the Bill guy, and he gets in one of those like automatic lifts, you know, that takes from floor to floor. It's an older warehouse.
Well, it's more of like a conveyor
Belt, right?
Yeah.
Well, he goes up on it, and then of course the guy Bill, he's got an axe. He's trying to go up, and then he's sitting up there, and he notices the panel makes it go down and up. He just pushes it down, and the guy's like from me to you, and then he just goes backwards, and he's like, "Oh, I won!" and just takes off running again. Goes to the apartment building. Bill's still after him, and then the guy with the chainsaw is running after them. And like I said, it's an electric chainsaw with an extension cord.
Right.
And I thought this was so much funnier before I knew it. But like with the whole time he's running, this is like a good mile and a half they make it through this whole chase scene. And I think this shit is plugged in the entire time. I'm like, how long is this extension cord? That's hilarious. They went with that. Like he's just running with this fucking chainsaw and cord, and it's still plugged in back at the warehouse. I'm still dying laughing thinking about it. So Chris makes it up there. And by this time, Chris has all these people's blood and shit on him. And that's what pissed me off. He didn't take the fucking mask off. He didn't take any of the fucking night shit off. Like, he's just covered in fucking blood and brain.
Or he can barely move with all that, his costume on. It's fucking hilarious.
And, like, I don't know. It was bothering me. It was, like, making me feel like I had OCD or something. I'm like, bro, clean your face. Just wipe it off one time. Just wipe it off one time. It's one thing if it's your blood, bro. These are fucking strangers' bloods. Anyways. So he runs into the party. Everybody just thinks it's part of his costume or whatever.
Yeah, it's Halloween, so you don't think anything of it.
So he runs into the apartment building, and somehow the kids that are doing all this, it's the Asian guy. I forget. Is he like a teacher or knows them or whatever? But
I think he's one of those like they're all in the same group of people. He's like into the art scene.
it's like an abstract art type of shit. But anyways, they got this like rundown looking building, and it's actually an art gallery.
Before that though, he runs up to the ceiling, and he tries to hide over a little ledge.
Oh yeah. He's laying down.
He's laying down on the ledge. And he just looks over, and he's like, "I see you." He's like, "Oh shit!"
That's
gets
right.
up and runs away.
And Bill almost gets him with the axe. He gets up and runs again.
And then they go to the art gallery.
They go to the art gallery, and he walks into this random room, and it's just all these people like painted up and just laying weird and doing weird shit.
Right. It's one of those like it's supposed to have a deeper meaning.
Oh yeah,
art-wise.
I'm not even gonna pretend like I know fucking art or any of that shit, but I'm assuming it's some form of art that I don't fuck with. But like, anyway, so all these people are just chilling in there. And he tries to hide behind this like tiny thing. It's hilarious. Old boy comes in, immediately recognizes him. And this is where the movie goes off the fucking rails. And Bill shows us a whole nother side of himself that there's no. Well, you kind of get a glimpse of it because the dude goes from 0 to 100 that quick.
Mm-hmm.
He killed 2 out of the other 5 people, 2 or 3 out of the other 5 people, and he's chasing this dude. He just starts going fucking berserk with this axe. Kills everybody in the room but this fucking guy.
Yeah.
And by this time, the dude with the chainsaw has made it up to the roof, and he looks at the lights because they're partying on this roof, and there's lights plugged in, and he's just like, Eureka. Plugs in the fucking light, the chainsaw, and then falls over the roof. It falls to his death. Well, of course, he falls right by the window of the room that Chris and Bill are in, and he just picks the chainsaw up and is like, all right, fucking cranks that bad boy up and chainsaws Bill's face. That was gnarly. Gnarly way to kill somebody.
Yeah, they said this was like biggest part of their budget.
That's what I was saying earlier. This is definitely where 90% of this movie went because this dude is chopping motherfuckers up left and right. There's blood everywhere. It's like almost a plain white room almost, ain't it?
Yeah.
And by the end, that bitch is painted red as fuck like it's Christmas, baby.
Yeah.
The only thing I thought was kind of cheesy, after he killed Bill, he took the pumpkin and like put it on his head.
Yeah.
To like make it Halloween-y or whatever.
Well, I think it's to hide the body.
the one out of the 35 people that are murdered in there.
Well,
Yeah.
to make it look like an art scene, like this is a murder scene.
Well, yeah, which kind of confused me too, because it's like, bro, you've been trying to survive this whole time, and then like, you just he takes some random dude's phone. Hey, can I borrow your phone? Dials 911. He's like, it's for you. That random guy has no idea what the fuck just happened.
Right.
Doesn't say where he doesn't stay for the cops. Nothing, bro. Just walks back to his crib. Picks up a fucking, which by the way, way too many people eat that random candy. That's why I said that bothered me too, because like nobody's eating candy corn out of a bowl.
Have
just
you
raw.
seen those fucking videos though of people leaving candy out by their door,
Oh, they take everything.
and they'll just dump the whole thing in their bag?
Be honest, take one.
You notice it's always the fucking adults, like
Oh, yeah.
the trashy like adults that go
Junior,
up.
I ain't trying to be out here all night. The skeeters are out. Pour the whole fucking bowl in, son.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I've seen so many of those. It's
Yeah.
probably one of those situations.
That's why when people ain't home, they just don't leave shit now.
Yeah.
They just turn the light off, and I don't
Right.
blame them. You know,
Oh,
there's
so
always
thi-
2 or 3 assholes ruin it for everybody.
since this is quarantine and we'll probably still be inside by the time Halloween rolls
I'll
around.
say that, bro. That's my birthday. I want to be outdoors by then.
No, what you can do is have the kids sit outside in chairs in their costumes, and then you throw candy at them like a parade.
Oh, that would be funny. That would be funny. Freeze some Snickers. Just fucking dome a kid.
Right.
Get up, you little bitch. It's free candy. That's a full bar.
Someone said that online, and that's fucking brilliant. I would love to just drive around my neighborhood and throw candy at kids.
When I was in middle school, man, there was these fucker kids, man. They would sit on roofs with paintball guns and fucking get people. That shit was brutal.
That's so... kids.
Shitty.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
right?
shitty.
It's like toilet papering, like extreme.
I would rather have that than being shot with a paintball.
I don't know, man. It used to happen to neighbors and shit. They toilet paper their trees and stuff, which
Right.
ain't a big deal. But my car, like, I gotta get in this fucking thing now and drive,
Yeah.
and
You're not wrong.
gotta unroll. Either way, I get his kids, but anyways, he just goes home, opens up the door, still doesn't take the fucking costume off, man. He finally gets down into the chair with the 8 candy corns that are left. Oh, by the way, like I said, love the fuck that it broke back around to this. The cat's still in the chair.
Yep.
Can I sit down, please? And the cat looks at him for a second. I was like, oh, this cat ain't gonna get up, is he? And he's like, you look like you've been through some shit. Go ahead, have your chair, dog. And the cat gets up, sits down, takes the helmet off, just starts eating candy corn, watching TV.
Mhm.
Movie ends.
Right. That's what I love about this fucking movie is he goes to a murder party where a bunch of people want to kill him. Everyone accidentally dies, pretty much.
Yeah, except for the end, yeah. There's really no murder in the party until the last, like, 20 minutes.
Right.
But it makes me happier knowing that this movie didn't have some crazy budget. Like, if they would have had any kind of like release, I'm sure it didn't go to movie theaters or anything.
It actually it went to a festival and got
like
some
an indie
praise.
festival or
Yeah.
something. So I would have felt like if this movie would have got a theatrical release, it probably would have got its money back for sure. I
Maybe,
think.
but I think it has a little bit of a cult following.
Yeah, I mean, it's a funny movie. Like, it's worth a watch for sure.
Right.
It had some good shit. I felt like it could have been funnier in some places.
Yeah.
But
this is all their first
Right.
real movies.
no, and that
so-
makes sense. And for a first try, it's great. I mean,
exactly.
nobody's gonna be Scorsese the first time out, but
Right.
I thought it was really cool. And then you're cool with We Massacre, and I thought that was a cool. Like, now you told me that makes me think like them. Like, they did it themselves, and whether you hate, love it, or whatever, you know what I mean. They made it, bro.
Exactly. It's out there. It's in the universe.
And a lot of people can't ever say that, man. I didn't
Yeah,
create
there's so
shit.
many people that I'd love to make a movie, but there's people out there doing it
Yeah,
on a
those same-
shoestring budget.
Exactly. Those same people were tired of talking about it and fucking did it. And I got all the props and respect in the world for people like that, man.
Yeah.
It's like Michael Jordan said, man, the wise Michael Jordan, the GOAT, he says, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yep.
So, I'm all for that, man.
And the director is having a super up and coming career. Like I said, he did Green Room, which I fucking love this movie, and I can't wait to watch it because
yeah, I've never seen that.
what's funny is I thought I did. It was probably Steve-O that I was like, you should watch Green Room because I just watched it. It was a pretty good film.
Yeah.
But yeah, he has a few movies now that he's worked on.
Anything I know?
Like I said, Blue Ruin was his like first like budget film where he like had a budget and a team behind him, and then it was Green Room, and then he recently did Hold the Dark, which I haven't seen. It's on Netflix.
It sounds familiar. Like I might have seen the.
Yeah, I heard it was kind of boring, but I can't speak on it.
So my homeboy Washi told me he watched that new Netflix movie with Jamie Foxx about the powers or whatever.
Oh yeah,
I think that's what it's called. It's like
something like that. Yeah.
superpowers, some powers,
Right.
or something, power with us or whatever. And MGK's in that fucking movie. That's like the 4th Netflix movie this guy's done. Like he just stopped. Well, I mean, I know why he doesn't rap anymore. Eminem fucking murdered his ass.
Yeah.
Kill shot for sure. But
Yeah,
anyway,
he's gonna try his hand at acting.
yeah, I mean, his acting career is definitely taken off. If that's like, I think he just has like an overall deal with Netflix. Like, hey man, we're gonna put you in 5 to 6 movies a year. We'll give you a little 10, 15-minute part because you can't make music anymore. And he bangs Megan Fox now, bro. Like, are you shitting me? Like, this guy's not that talented. Like, fuck, how?
That's all you really need in Hollywood is just to be well known. You don't even need to be talented, really.
He's probably rich as shit too. That helps.
That's the thing.
That's definitely.
I don't know a whole lot about him. All I know is the beef with him and Eminem. That's like, I didn't even know who he was before that.
You know what's the craziest thing about it? Because like of course I've been an Eminem fan my whole life,
Right.
So everybody just thought that I just like shit on him, which obviously I'm taking M's side. But I have to say, man, he gave it his best effort. If Machine Gun Kelly would have went after Immortal, he probably wins that battle because like I forget what the name of his was. Rap Devil.
Mm-hmm.
Rap Devil's a great battle song. It's a great diss track. Like I said, if he would have went after a mere mortal, he wins that probably 8 out of 10 times.
Mhm.
But he went after a fucking god,
Right.
the rap god, bro.
Yeah.
And
You can't go after the top 10
yeah, you can't
rappers
fuck,
of all time.
You can't fuck with a goat, bro, and just think something's not gonna happen to you. And even MGK, he was on doing an interview like a day or two after Eminem released Kill Shot. And they were like, "Yo, you heard that Kill Shot?" He's like, "Yeah, man, I didn't think it was that good, you know." And one of the guys doing the interview goes, "So did you have a reply?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I had another one, but I went ahead and put that in the holster because he goes, he already mopped me once. There was no point in going back for seconds.
Right.
Like he's like, if I want to take any of my pride with me, I'm just gonna take this L and keep it moving." But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm a huge Machine Gun Kelly fan. He's probably got 3 or 4 songs I enjoy. But I don't think he's a terrible actor. I don't think he's a great actor, but he's not a terrible actor. He was good in the Motley Crue movie.
He's one of those, like, you play... Yeah, I watched it. I actually enjoyed it.
I didn't think he was bad in that.
Yeah, he's one of those, like, put him in there, he'll do fine. He's not going to blow you away with his acting, but...
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever want to see him as, like, a leading man
Fuck
or
no.
anything.
Not
but
at all.
He could play drug dealers forever. I'm cool
Yeah.
with that.
He was in that,
Bird Box.
Bird Box. That's what I
He
was
played a
thinking.
drug dealer in that, too.
Right.
It's like, how do you typecast a white guy from Cleveland to play a drug dealer all the time? You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like reverse it a little bit.
To be fair, that's all you would get.
Hey, I'm down with that, bro. We both know I'll do anything for the right price, bro. Like, we both know that. There's no secret there. But I don't know, man. There's a funny, the show Entourage, there's a funny little part with T.I. is going to meet Ari Gold, who's the main character's manager. It's played by Jeremy Piven. He's the best part of the show.
Yeah.
Jeremy Piven, imagine like the most hotshot, powerful agent in the world. Like half of Hollywood is on his clientele, shit like that. And T.I., he's like trying to get T.I. to sign to him. And he's like, Ari, you said you was going to put me in a movie. He's like, I'll put you in. He's like, I got 4 offers for you right now to be in a movie. He's like, gangsta, drug dealer, gangsta, drug dealer. Fuck that shit, Ari. Give me something good, man. He's like, well, what do you got in mind? He's like, there's a movie with Meryl Streep. I want to be the lead in it. And he's like, really? Meryl Streep? What, Ari? You don't think I could do that? And he's like, no, I think you're great. I think you're super talented. But he was just like, you think I should just play a rapper or a gangster or a killer? And I don't know, but like that's how I feel like how like they do MGK.
Pretty much. I mean, there's certain people. There are certain people that are just gonna be in that role.
Or like if you just like play a villain and everything,
Right.
like Tom Hiddleston.
Mhm.
Have you ever seen a movie where he's played a good guy? 'Cause I haven't yet. Like, Loki's like as close as he gets, and he's a fucking bad guy at the heart of all that too.
He does such a good Loki though. But
He's killed it as Loki.
what's his name? The guy that played Birdman. Why can't I think? Can't.
Oh, Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton.
Yeah, Batman, dog.
Yeah.
The Batman.
Yeah.
What about him?
I don't know.
No.
He always played heroes, but then he
Oh,
did
yeah.
3,000 Miles to Graceland, and I want to see him play more villains.
You talking about Keaton?
Michael Keaton?
I think you're talking about Kevin Costner.
Aren't they the same person?
No, not
I
at
got him
all.
mixed up. I don't know
Kevin
why.
Costner's in 3,000 Miles to Graceland.
Yeah.
And Kevin Costner does not play a villain a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But neither does Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
But Michael Keaton's just that good of an actor. He can play anything in my mind.
I was thinking of something. Now I can't. Now it's going to piss me off.
Because I'm trying to think of another movie. Oh, I watched Jackie Brown again the other day. Like, we were talking about it, and I just, like, watched it.
It's your favorite, like, Quentin Tarantino movie now, isn't it?
Nah. It's still not in the top 5. But I did like it a little bit more this time
Did you?
from watching it.
That's good.
But he plays a kind of a cock in that. He plays a federal agent. But
Right.
he's kind of a dick in that one.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's trying to, like, fuck her over and make his career look good. But I was just thinking about it when I was watching. I was like, man, Michael Keaton can do anything acting-wise.
Right, he can.
This guy can't fucking lose. The other guys, not the greatest movie. I love it. I think it's hilarious.
I fucking love that movie.
I think it's hilarious, but a lot of people hated that movie. But he plays a great little part in that movie, man.
Mhm.
They didn't overuse him. I kind of feel like they underused him, but every scene he's in is fucking hilarious in that movie. And that also got me thinking, like, man, Michael Keaton can play anything, man. He could do fucking funny, drama, action, whatever, dude.
He's a great actor.
I never saw the Birdman movie, but everybody said he was amazing in it.
Oh, that movie's amazing. I love that movie.
I just watched it. I remember watching the trailer for it and thinking, like, this is a mind fuck. I'm not even gonna attempt to watch this movie.
Yeah, the cool thing is they tried to make it look like it was one shot, and they did a good job at it. So, props to them.
But yeah, what's her name? The redhead, Emma Stone. She was like, I was blown away by Michael Keaton in that movie. Like,
Mhm.
I think she ended up winning something for that, not him, right?
I don't know. I know she.
I know
won-
that movie won a shitload of awards.
Oh, it won so many awards.
But I know Michael didn't. I know Keaton didn't win
Do you want me
for
to put it on your list?
Fuck it.
I have it.
Can't be any worse than some of the other shit I've watched. So, and I'll give anything with Michael Keaton in one watch. So
Right.
yeah, fuck it. We'll watch it.
All right. Cool.
But yeah, so for my grade, I'm gonna give this one a 6.5.
6.5.
6.5. If I would have got maybe 2 more laughs, it would have been a 7.
Yeah, I felt that too. I'm like, you guys could have squeezed a little more comedy in here, and if they would have, it would have been even that much better.
And I enjoyed it too because you didn't know where the horror part was coming from.
Mhm.
Like you'd have 2-3 laughs and then boom, serious shit for a minute.
Well, for the longest time when I first started watching it, I was like, are they just gonna play it up as like an indie film? Or are they gonna actually dive into the horror?
Right.
And then whenever the guy burned his face, I'm like, oh, they're gonna take it there.
But the guy that Chris, the guy that played the main character, he did a good job.
He did. Like, he's not an actor. Like,
Well, the first 45 minutes of the movie, you're thinking like, I don't even care if they killed this fucking guy. Like, there's
Right.
nothing to this character that makes me want him to make it through this.
but over the course of the movie, you start to care
Right.
about this guy. Like, I don't want him to kill him.
You
Like,
keep thinking like, well, he's a fucking idiot, but he doesn't seem like he's harmless. You know, he seems harmless. Like he's just a nice guy. You know?
exactly. Yeah.
And you end up rooting for him by the end of it.
Yep.
You know, and the mundane just regularness of how he goes home like nothing happened. You know, like
Mhm.
that kind of fits.
Yeah.
Like it fits. You know what I mean?
Right.
And,
He doesn't know how to react to the whole situation. So
like
he
he's just like
doesn't.
numb to it. Like it just like, man, did I just like wake up or something? Like, you know, and he just sits down covered in fucking blood, stranger's blood, and just goes back to watching TV.
Yep.
By the way, folks, I'm sorry for my appearance today. I came straight from work. It's all bummy. This T-shirt is it's better years are behind them. I haven't played in this basketball league in 5 years.
Why do you still have the shirt? You just don't throw shirts away.
Because it's one of those light ones, and
Oh,
I don't know if you noticed or not, but we live in Hell's waiting room. So
Yeah.
the lightest clothes I can keep on my body, I'd usually do. I'd work out in my drawers, but they won't let me.
Yeah.
It's against the rules. You know?
That's the one thing is because I moved from where we work together to another place, and they
Mhm.
will not let you take your shirt off.
That's so weird
Yeah.
too. You know, like this is America. You know what I mean? Like
Nobody
I
wants to see
can't
your.
take my. I don't give a fuck what they want to see. Fix global warming. I'll keep my shirt on. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it.
Yeah, it gets pretty hot in there too. Like it's climate control, but it still gets pretty
If
hot.
we lived in fucking Nebraska, I'd leave my shirt on while we worked. You know, or if we lived in Maryland or wherever it's fucking cold 8 months out of the year, I'll keep my shirt on.
Yeah.
Because the summer months to them, 85. You know what I mean?
I know. I was up in Chicago and they're like, "Man, it's a hot day and it's like a nice breeze," and I'm like, "Fuck, I'd
You
love to
kidding
live
me,
up here."
bitch? This is winter where I'm from.
Right.
Like, that shit was hilarious. When I went to Vegas, man, people were out there dying, like just in tank tops, little fans that shoot water on them. Honey, this just isn't like home. I just don't know how these people could live like this. It's 110 out. I said, bitch, it feels like it's 82.
Yeah.
There's no humidity. So it's just dry heat. So as long as you don't stay out in the sun, you're good. And there's a good breeze and it gets cool at nighttime out there.
I know. I fucking hate Florida because it can get so humid that you walk from your front door to your car and you'll be covered in sweat.
Oh, yeah, you got to need a new shower. Like, I can't go outside after my showers for at least an hour because I'll go have to get right back in because
Yeah.
it's ball soup as soon as you step outside, dude.
Mhm.
But it kind of makes me proud, too, because now, like, I feel like we've trained in the worst like, we've been in the hyperbolic time chamber our whole lives. Like, we were made for this shit.
Yeah.
So now, like, when I go to, like, other places and they're like, it's so hot. Like, yeah, shut up, you pussy. Like,
Right.
this is nothing. I'll wipe my ass with this heat.
As you put a jacket on.
Right, like, you're hot? Give me your shirt. Like,
That's what they say about the Green Bay Packers is they practice in such crazy climates that when they come down to these like hotter
Yeah.
places, they just kill it because
Yeah.
no fucking snow.
Roger Federer, the #1 ranked tennis player in the world, trains in the hottest place in the world.
Really?
I forget where it is. I want to say it's somewhere like in Europe or something. It's like in the middle of a desert.
Yeah.
And he has a facility out there that he owns, and he trains. It's almost 120 degrees on the court he
Fuck
plays on.
off.
And he does that year round because it doesn't matter what fucking tournament, where he's at. Nobody has put themselves through more hell than this man. So he's over there fucking knocking balls between his legs, hollering at your bitch in the third row, still hitting aces. This dude's like 40 years old, and they're like, how the fuck? He's like, because I'm better than you. I'm fucking Goku to you children. You know what I
I'm
mean?
glad you said that because I was thinking Dragon Ball Z this whole time.
Oh, when I said hyperbolic time chamber, you should have known right there. Yeah. This motherfucker's Super Saiyan 3. And these dudes are like Frieza. Like, they're just not on that level.
Yeah, and it's like, oh my god, I can't think of his fucking name. The green guy.
Piccolo.
Piccolo, right. When he throws his gear off and then, They
Weighted
tr-
clothes, yes.
right, they try to pick it up. They're like, this shit's heavy. He's like,
What is this made out of? It's weights. Weighted clothes.
yeah. I didn't
Yeah.
think it would be this heavy.
Goku's wristbands, shirt, all that. Yeah, that's awesome. That's what makes that show great.
I know, I love that show.
I still watch Dragon Ball Z. That's why I know all that shit. Because I love Dragon Ball Z.
I've been wanting to buy the one that cuts out the.
Oh yeah, the what do they call that shit? It's Dragon Ball Kai.
Kai. Yes.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Z Kai.
I've
yeah.
been wanting to buy the Kai version and rewatch it again.
Yeah, I know, because I have the Frieza saga on DVD with
It's
the
hard to
filler.
watch.
It's 47,000 episodes that are literally just
Powering up.
And when you're a kid, you don't give a fuck. You're just like, I can't wait for this shit tomorrow. Like,
You would go. It would be like, you would watch it and then you would get with your friends like,
yeah.
nothing happened, but oh my god, that next
Did you
episode.
see that fucking power up?
Right.
Like,
Next
yeah.
episode is gonna be so fucking badass, and then he'd still be powering up.
I remember the first time I watched Goku go Super Saiyan on
Mhm.
Toonami. I'm like 13.
Yeah.
And I see him go Super. I'm pretty sure I got hard. I don't know. I might have made this up in my head over the years. But just watching his eyes go white and then everything goes blonde and his hair just fucking boop
Yeah.
points up. Yeah, man. I still get chills thinking about it.
Right. That show is like straight testosterone for little kids.
Honestly, is though. You know what's the craziest thing is the guy that Kira Toriyama that created that show.
Mhm.
He just got tired of doing it, like because
I would too.
he used to write the manga
Mhm.
and then he wouldn't do the show until he got far enough in the manga because he's like, I want this shit to be together,
Right.
like coincide.
Like they should have done with Game of Thrones.
What's that show called?
Game of Thrones.
Who watches that? No, I'm just fucking
Nobody
with you.
anywhere.
You know I'm fucking with you.
But that's the problem that happened with Game of Thrones is
Ice Giants.
they ran out of material, so they kind of made stuff up, and well, you see what that happens.
Oh, they're not ice giants. They're White Walkers.
White Walkers. Well, they do have ice giants in there.
Oh, they do have ice giants. Doesn't the guy turn one of the dragons into like a zombie monster, a white dragon or
Yep.
whatever?
Yeah, he shoots it with his fucking spear. It goes into the lake, turns it into not a vampire. What the fuck?
Like a zombie dragon.
A zombie dragon. It was cool as fuck. Like
Doesn't he like ride on it or some shit?
Yes. And that's what he uses to like blast down the wall that's separating the White Walkers from the
normal people.
Yeah. He just gets on that fucking dragon. He's like blast that. It was badass as fuck.
So how did they kill the big ass dragon? Did the other two dragons get it?
Yeah.
Oh, they kill it?
They kill him.
Mm.
Well,
I thought they were like can't die or whatever.
There's one dragon at the very end. It was so fucking. I hated it. So the lady, the
dragon lady,
mother of dragons,
yeah.
dies. The dragon comes in, and he's so upset about her dying that he realizes the throne is what she was going for, and that's what killed her, was her obsession with this throne. So he breathes fire on it and like melts the throne down to like liquid, and then carries her off into the sunset.
His mom, yeah.
Yeah.
So only one dragon made it?
Yep.
What happened to the other one?
I don't remember. I haven't watched it in so long.
Don't they kill it?
They kill it, but I don't remember how.
Yeah.
They did have they put huge spears on
nets and shit.
On they put huge spears on the boats
Mm.
by one of the clans, and she's flying around one day and they just shoot it right through the fucking heart, and it just drops into the ocean. That's how the first one dies.
When I was watching the Supercuts, I remember that they had him chained up in like a fucking dungeon or something.
That's what they did because they couldn't keep them. They didn't think she could keep them under control, so she put them in the dungeon with like the things. That was the most terrifying thing. Whenever Tyrion,
I was just about to say, because when old boy goes down there, I watched that part, and they're all like just breathing and shit, and he's like, "I'm here to take you to your mommy.
Yeah.
Like, don't fucking kill me."
It is the most terrifying thing I've ever watched.
Because it's like pitch fucking black down there.
Yeah, you can barely see them.
And then all you hear, and then like, don't they like start breathing the fire or some shit? I forget what it. But I was right there with you on that. I thought it was like, man, if this whole show was this, I'd have watched that bitch from episode 1 to the end.
You should watch it. It's so good.
My sister's got them all. Like,
watch it.
Well, maybe.
I actually did watch a movie the other day because I wanted to rewatch it. I haven't watched it since I was in my 20s, called Brick, with Joseph Gordon-Levitt. It's one of his earlier acting roles. I fucking loved this movie so much more the second time around.
Yeah.
I'm putting it on your list. Like,
I love Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Oh my god, this movie's so fucking good.
I loved him in Third Rock from the Sun.
Yeah,
that's the first thing I saw him in him.
That's what my wife was saying. That's his first like.
And he was in 10 Things I Hate About You.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he played a good role in that.
He did.
Heath Ledger fucking kills that movie, bro.
I love that movie.
I do too, bro. And I'm not afraid to admit it. That's why I wasn't on my guilty pleasure. There's no guilt here.
No, there's
fucking
no guilt.
love that movie.
Yeah,
bro.
Right.
Fucking R.I.P. Heath, bro. Like, that movie's hilarious, man.
So Brick it takes place in high school.
I feel like I've heard this though, but
I talked about it before. Right. But it takes place in high school, and the kids are like drug dealers, and so they're talking like drug dealers or whatever, but they're fucking kids, and it's fucking hilarious because it plays as like a film noir, because a girl dies, so he's doing like trying to figure out what happened to her and all this like drug stuff between these two gangs or whatever, and it's fucking hilarious because they're just kids.
Did you ever see The Lookout with him in it?
No.
It's him and Jeff Daniels?
No.
That's a great movie.
Is it?
I'm gonna put that on your list. Well, I mean, it's not a great movie, but it's not bad. Yeah. It's a good movie.
I like how you reel it back. Like, it's a great movie. It's okay.
Well, I was trying to think about it. It's been a while. So, I mean, it's not it's not like a top 5 movie. True. But he's good in it.
So what are you giving me next? Speaking of movies.
I think I'm going to give you King of New York, bro.
King of New York.
Yeah. I just really want you to see Walken in this one.
Yeah.
Like, he fucking carries
I've seen him in a lot of, like, comedies and semi-serious roles, but I really want to see him
in
a
monster
serious
in this one.
role.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
This is definitely like my second favorite Walken part.
What's your first?
First? Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction, yeah.
It's just a 5-minute dialogue.
Right, that watch,
fucking perfect, man.
That watch scene is just amazing.
Joe Dirt, close third. I love that fucking part in Joe Dirt.
I was just thinking about that.
Yo, Tone, it's all wrong. Do it again. Stab me in the face with a soldering iron. Does your mother sew? That shit's great.
That whole movie's great. I rewatched
I
that
fucking
recently.
love the first Joe Dirt. The second one, it's
I
up
didn't even
there.
bother.
It's up there with like Crank 2 and fucking Hot Tub Time Machine 2. Just the shittiest sequels ever, bro.
Yeah, they just are riding on the coattails of a name. That's
we
all
should
it is.
we should do that for an episode. We should do a top 10 shittiest sequels.
I'm down for it.
I've seen a couple on YouTube, but they all say the same ones. Like I feel like we could take this shit up a notch.
Hell yeah, I'm always down for that.
Yeah, we definitely should do that in the future.
Hmm I also want to do like I think the magical number is 25. Top 25 movies of all time.
Oof,
And then me and you just throw movies back and forth.
that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Like I'll make a list of 25.
You
make a
got to
list of
sit down
25.
and make your list though. You
I
can't
will.
go
I
off
will.
the top
I
of your
won't wing
head
it.
like
I won't wing it like the guilty pleasures.
Right.
but I wrote a couple down for guilty pleasures.
yeah.
But yeah, I'll definitely do that.
Top 25
movies
greatest
of all time.
favorite movies of
Your
all time.
personal 25, and I'll pick my personal 25.
Yeah.
Because I want to see where we're at, how many are the same on there,
Mhm.
and I want to see where we got them ranked.
Right, because 10 is not enough. I cannot squeeze 10 movies.
My mind would explode trying to make that
Exactly.
list into 10.
And then 20 is like, that's a little better, but I could squeeze a couple more in there. So
Mhm.
25 feels like the magical number with us.
Yeah, I got that. Yeah, I'm down for that for sure. That
Oh, yeah.
sounds amazing. Yeah, it's like my new favorite idea. That's awesome. But no, I enjoyed Murder Party. I didn't love it.
I actually am
said.
surprised you liked it that much.
Did you?
Yeah. I was
'Cause,
like, because I wasn't sure how you were going to feel about it, because it's kind of a indie, low budget.
If you hadn't told me about it, it would have probably surprised me a little bit more because
Mhm.
I wouldn't have expected the comedy in it.
Right.
But when you told me like it's kind of it's like Dale and Tucker kind of what you told me, I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, okay, well I like shit like that too. So
They said they wanted it to be like the Breakfast Club with chainsaws and tits.
not enough chainsaws or tits, but I like where their head was at.
Yeah.
Like I
So-
said, man, this movie had potential.
Oh, yeah.
That could have been, you know what I mean? It could have been the Clerks or something like that, whatever for this genre.
Right. But the director goes off the rails because we're going to watch Green Room next after it's my next movie. And you're going to be like, this guy went for it.
You know what I just thought of? You know when I said I thought I'd heard of that movie, not you talking about it? I was thinking of that Eli Roth movie. Green,
The
is it
Green Mile?
Nah, that's not Eli Roth. Which, by the way, bro, what the fuck, dude, with Tom Hanks?
What are you talking about?
Dude, like, supposedly he's, like, one of the biggest people that was on that Epstein Island, dude.
Oh, really? I did not hear that at all.
Him and his wife moved from America, bro. They're citizens of Greece now because they don't have extradition laws.
Holy shit.
And they treat pedophilia like a disease. They don't treat it like you're a sick fuck, you need to die, like, you know, go to prison. They just, like, give you a slap on the wrist, like, yeah, he's just sick.
I've been hearing so much stuff about that on the internet. Like they're trying to,
Dude, don't ever look at the list, bro. It will ruin your childhood.
they're trying to like normalize pedophilia. Like the elite is trying to like normalize pedophilia, apparently. And I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with this world? 2020 just keeps getting worse.
Dude, 2020 is like a dick flavored sandwich.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not good at all.
Sent my wife a shirt. It's like 2020 and it has like 5 stars and it has the 1 star and it's like would not recommend.
Half a star.
Right. It needs to be no stars. Fuck.
But yeah, that shit, I mean,
I
like,
did not hear about Tom Hanks.
yeah,
though.
dude, I fucking grew up on Tom Hanks, man. That shit broke my heart to hear that.
Forrest Gump.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all I think about when I think of Tom Hanks is Forrest fucking Gump.
So many fucking hits, bro.
Oh yeah.
Castaway, all that shit.
I love
Like,
Castaway.
I love Volunteers. I love You Got Mail. I love
Um,
all that shit. Why'd you have to do this to me, Tom?
Why'd you do this?
You're killing me, bro.
So I did watch a movie not too long ago. It's another like indie film that just came out of left field. Me and my wife watched it and it was fucking hilarious. Have you heard about this movie, The Sasquatch Gang?
Nah, never heard of that.
It has Jason Long in it.
Jason Long. Who is that?
Justin Long, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know.
I don't know
who
why I
he
said
is.
Jason. Justin Long. It has Justin Long in it. So you haven't heard of this movie?
No, and I like Justin Long too.
Oh my god, I cannot wait to give you this movie. I'm tempted to give it to you instead of Green Room, but we'll wait.
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure you didn't see it. You haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I've never seen that. So yeah, if I could put it on there.
Because you like Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh yeah, that's my movie, man.
There's a guy that was the director's assistant.
Mm.
So he went on to make this movie. Not the director. The director's assistant made The Sasquatch Gang.
Okay.
So it's very Napoleon Dynamite-esque.
Pedro can offer you protection. That movie was dope. You gotta watch it the right way, though.
You do. You got to get your mind right.
Exactly. If you go in there, First time, not prepared.
That's why I hated it as a kid. I'm like, why does everyone like this fucking movie? It's fucking
I
dumb.
could not see it for the life of me, bro. Want to go back and watch it the other way? It's top 5 greatest movies ever. I'm exaggerating, but it is hilarious the other way. Yeah, for sure. But
So, what's the name of the movie you're going to give me?
King of New York.
King of New... It's such a generic name that I keep forgetting it. So I'm gonna
Shit,
pull
man.
it up.
Rappers dying over that title right now. It's so bold, you know?
Yeah.
It's Frank Sinatra shit.
Mm-hmm. So, I don't have anything else. Do you have anything else?
No, I gave you my grade, and like I said, man, this movie had potential. It could have been really, really good. But
Yeah, but like I said, it's their first movie, so I think they did great with what they had.
yeah, I mean, as far as
$200,000.
yeah,
Like,
that's what I'm saying. As far as like, you know, first movies and low budgets go, yeah, I
Mhm.
think they did the best they could. You
Yeah.
know, it's kind of weird. You think if they like would have become millionaires, like maybe they would have redone it or like revamped it, put some more money into it, or
yeah, but then it would lose its like.
change a couple scenes, maybe.
Yeah, but then it would lose its like charm.
I would say
'Cause it
do a
does.
sequel, but that shit don't work. It never works. Like,
Especially with something like this, because it would be way. You'd put way too much money in it, and it just wouldn't be the same.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
But next week is King of New York, man.
King of New York. Well, I'll see you then.
Later, guys.